Welcome to the show, everybody. The big show. And guess what? It's January of 2023. That's different from the last time we talked to you. It's January 2023 right now. And as a result, people do resolutions. Normal people do resolutions, but some teachers do them too. And they decide. It's funny with me, Jake, I don't look at this as a new year. I look at August as a new year when we go into school. But I could see where there could be some teachers, including you, and I'll ask you what your resolution is, going into the new year and saying, I want to do something different than I did last semester. Things did not go for me well here and here. So given that, what about you? What say you? What is your resolution or resolutions?
Well, it's interesting. At the end of last year, I started putting my desk together into like these pods in my classroom. And so I started doing some activities, more activities with like cooperative learning kind of groups, right? And our school is big into these Kagan strategies. I'm not sure if you've heard of them, Kagan strategies. And so there are a lot of group work activities. And so
why don't you explain what Kagan means?
Good. So Kagan it's a company, and they go around and they do professional development with schools, and they look at the classroom and they say, hey, you know what? A good way of getting the kids to learn is to have these group activities. And so they put together a book that has a number of activities that has students and teachers working together. Well, mostly students, of course, but teachers overseeing it in group activity fashion. And so these Kagan workshops go up. They've been going on throughout the country, actually. And so they hit our school not too long ago.
So it's basically group activities.
Group activities. Yeah, pretty much. That's what it is. And so I do group activities, but I'm going to be honest, I don't do as many as I like. I do activities, period. Sometimes, a lot of times they're solo activities. I want to do more activities where they're doing it with 2, 3, 4 people, more than I have in the past. So that's my resolution for this next semester. And I already have some ideas on some activities I want to do with the kids. And so that's I'm hoping that I could accomplish in 2023. That's my big one.
I want to react to that and just say,
please,
in the way that I'll kind of almost reinforce that idea, because that I'm not sure if we've talked about group activities much in the past, and I want to say we have. Okay,
maybe we have. I don't remember.
But I do them, and I always feel like I don't do enough either. But I ended the year, the 2022 year, with a big group activity in which group, right?
Okay.
Think of your class. If you have 32 students, right, then you'll have 8 different groups milling about in the class or even outside the class. We utilize the campus, and we have support staff. So if they want to go, so remember the freedom you're giving these students in the idea of, you don't have to be in here, go out there, because they're getting supervised in a couple of ways. I break up my groups to ensure that there's always one very strong student in the group, and I give them team captain responsibility. And what it allows me to do is to just deal with that team captain. I'm not dealing with 32 students anymore. I'm only dealing with 8. And I'm only talking to those 8 students. And when Johnny, who's messing up, not the team captain is Maria.
Right.
And Maria has Johnny, who is checking his cell phone. I don't deal with Johnny. I deal with Maria, and I say, look, you need to, what's going on with him?
Yeah.
I interact with her, and she keeps him in line, and they have to present. And if one falls, it's great. It's a great way to keep the team in check, because you got the team captain and other students just giving them accountability.
Yeah. I like that.
So,
I think that's how you also, I think that's why it's important, even in that situation, Ruben, is to construct the groups. Because sometimes the kids want to pick their own groups, but there
no,
you
no,
could
no.
also put, yeah, you can't do that. You have to put a kid maybe who needs help in every group, right? And so not to put all the kids who, you know, need help in one group and say, okay, well,
Oh,
that's just a lost group.
no,
That would
no.
be a destruction. That would be for them and for
You
the
you
whole
you
lesson.
might do that in certain instances if you have a group, a reading. Maybe they're reading something else, and
It's
it's
true.
a more intensive group where you're reading something, and you have maybe you are headed lead that group, and you
Right.
want to get. There's certain instances where that's appropriate, but no, generally you have one if it's a broad assignment. Okay, I really recommend that too, and it
Mhm.
solves a lot of problems too. Behavioral issues. If you have behavioral issues, it's a focused concept, little pods. Okay. You have any other resolutions?
Well, I know this is gonna sound strange, but I've been trying to I count my steps. So I do a lot of walking in the classroom now. I really want to up that, and I feel like I know this sounds strange, and I think you would agree with me, but I think it's important to be physically fit for your students. So for me to continually to work on my weight, so that's part of my resolution is to cut down about 50 pounds, but also to add my
Oh,
steps, to add my steps in the classroom, to continue to be wandering around, not settled down in one spot. And it's great for the kids too, because I'm helping them out. I'm with them, and I've been doing that for about a semester, but I really want to double that, and be continuous, not just for most of the period or half the period, but continuously, just being there for the kids. And it's good for my health. It's good for the kids because I'm there with seeing what they're up to, if it's an activity or if maybe it's a reading assignment and they need help. And so I'm actually right there at their beck and call. But it's good for me health wise as well. So that's just something I've been then
that's good.
thinking as
I like
well.
that because it's a personal goal,
Yeah.
and as you know, our lives feels like most of our lives are in the classroom or
Yeah.
at work, and the personal does
Mm,
invade the workspace.
yeah.
So I think it's a good move
Thanks.
to have that goal.
I tried,
And-
just to believe it or not, the last couple months I've lost about 10 pounds just because I'm consciously doing this now. I didn't want to wait till January to start this, Ruben. I
yeah,
started in November. So because I don't want to say, oh, now it's January, I'm going to start my resolution. No, I had to do it beforehand, and
yeah,
it's just to make sure it's real. You're not to fake it
right,
out here. But yeah,
yeah, good. Well, I guess for me, I I I agree with the group work and and staying healthy. And I just think that enjoying the students more and enjoying the opportunities a little bit more this
right.
semester, in the sense that we don't have we're not promised years and years of this type of thing. There are people that talk to me
Mm,
and tell me what a privilege I have doing this,
yeah.
talking about the subject I discuss and the books I love. And it's not always like that. Sometimes you have to, you know, grade, papers and
Hmm.
things. But um, and so just to appreciate the moments more and the students and the opportunity that I've been given. And I'm going to really try to reflect on that more this semester.
That's good, Ruben. I mean, I was talking to an administrator recently who's out of the classroom, and he was sharing that we as teachers, have such a big effect on our students, which we know that already, but administrators don't as much. We're in the front lines. We're working with kids, and isn't it great when they come back, Ruben, years later, and they say, "Thank you for, what you did in the class. Thank you for that lesson. Thank you for that book you recommended. Thank you for that time you spent with me when my mother died." All this. It's just what a job. I mean, and I agree with you. We have one of the best jobs.
Okay, everybody, thank you for joining us. What are your resolutions this year? Please let us know in the comment section. Happy New Year, and we'll see you next time. on Pod and Deliver. Bye-bye.